Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see the screen.
So which screen you are able to see now? Full screen or the no with the notes?
No, full screen. Salesforce KCademy data security, full screen.
Okay, okay. So so I think in the last class we have covered about the um in one to one apart from the one-to-one session. In the another class we have covered about the lightning experience customization, right? We have created a app and we have seen how to customize that app. We have also seen what are quick actions, what are buttons. So these all we have completed. Okay. Now, while we are doing that, we have we have like encountered the topic of profiles. So if there is a profile, then for a particular user, then you can make the use of those profiles with combination with page layouts to display certain amount of fields or certain objects to that profile and restrict other fields for other profiles. Did you remember that in the page layout section?
Yeah.
So if you are having sales profile, if I am having system administrator profile, I can see every field. But when it comes to you, if you log into the Salesforce for the same application, for the same object, for the same record, you will be not able to see all the fields. So that is how we use profiles. Now, that is one kind of data security itself. So we are securing our fields from certain kind of users. So like that, in any company, there will be different users with a different uh, profiles. So because each profile or each user will have different authority. Suppose if you consider just a simple example of a teacher, student, and parent in one application, there is a school application or the college application where you have three different objects for one for student, one for parent, and one for teacher. Then we have three profiles for teacher, student, and uh, parent. So parent should have access to parent student object and the parent object, but not the teacher object. Are you getting the simple point here? Like a parent, and you have the student, and you have the teacher objects, and same with this for these three objects, there are three profiles. Now, parents should see the teacher object, sorry, the student object, but not the teacher object. So like that, there are different kinds of profiles we can create and restrict the access. So this all comes under the data security. So before talking about these profiles, permission sets, roles, let us understand some basic concepts of data security. So for in short, data security is nothing but it's a practice for protecting your digital information from unauthorized access, corruption, theft, or damage. This is general meaning of data security. So, what it involves implementing measures and controls to ensure that your data, which are like objects, fields, and records, or even your complete org, it involves the complete org also because not only the object restriction or fields restriction, if we see at the org level, you are also responsible for maintaining your org secure. If I create your user, if you as a user, then only you are able to log in. If not, you can't log into my org, even if you have the URL. That is the org level access. So these all kinds of levels, these all different levels of um, access needs to be controlled by implementing certain measures. Now, because of that, your data remains confidential, integral, and available only to authorized and authorized users. Now, why this is important? Data security is crucial in safeguarding sensitive and valuable information, whether it's your personal data, which are like profile for your user only for you, especially, or financial records. You will be dealing with the reports and dashboards. So there you will be having some kind of records where you have like a set of records showing your sales, your profits, your losses. So those kinds of records, reports, everything needs to be secured, not only the objects. So like that, there will be different things in the Salesforce, and it all needs to be secured. The if you want to secure these all things, then the data security comes into the role. Now, just remember this key aspects of data security include. Uh, this is not needed for any kind of exam or something. It's just for general understanding. Confidentiality, integrity, availability. So, if you see about confidentiality, ensuring that the data is accessible to authorized individuals, not for everyone. What is integrity? So, if
To
you see,
remain same all the time.
sorry.
Integrity to remain same all the time.
Yes, yes. Detect, prevent unauthorized modifications. So if suppose someone comes into the object and modifies, so that should not happen. So then availability, ensuring the data is available and usable when needed. So when needed, it should be available, and also it is simultaneously we need to make sure they are we are following integrity. Then confidentiality. Then there are authentication, authorization. These two are different. Verifying the identity of users or system attempting to access data is called authentication. When you log in using the Salesforce login page, that is called authentication. When it comes to authorization, so you have access to the particular data, then that is something called as authorization on that particular data. Authentication is the first level. Then authorization is the second level. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
Yeah. So next, auditing and monitoring. Suppose someone changes the field, or someone creates a field, or someone deletes the field. There needs to be a auditing that this person has deleted this data at this particular point of time. So that is called auditing. Then monitoring. There should be someone responsible for they should be continuously monitoring, like when the data is getting deleted, when the data or objects or fields, whatever. So there should be someone to monitor and audit. Then data backups. This is crucial. See, whenever you create a data, uh, there needs to be a data backup as well. If you suddenly delete the data, then if you want to restore the data, then there should be a place where there is a data backup. So if there is accidental deletion or data corruption, then you need to have a backup of your complete data so that uh, you can retrieve the data back again. So these data backups will not come under the data security actually, but this is also crucial because whenever the data security breaches, so definitely there is a role of data backup. Now, for everyone in your org, you have to implement security policies and give the training. Then you have to you have to protect your uh, complete software or your org access to like endpoint security. We call VPN. If you work in any of the software companies, you have the VPN. So what that VPN or is something like if you have a server, then you can't access that server or you can't log into that server in any other computer unless you are using the office computer. So that is like you are protecting your data. So then finally comes about encryption. So encryption decryption is not you can will not deal with encryption decryption in a real time while learning the Salesforce. But encryption, the data is something and you will see something, not the actual data. So it's the encrypted format. Then the decryption key. That is useful when you are dealing with the integrations, where you are sending the data and you are receiving the data. So you have a token, you have a password, you have a username Pooja and you have the password, some XYZ password. Then this password and username will be encrypted as a token, some base64 encoded format we say, and we'll send it to the some other external application for authentication. Then the external system will decode this and convert again back to password and username. Then it authenticates and authorizes you and sends you the data. So at that time, you will come about this encryption. Okay. So once again, confidentiality, integrity, availability. Then comes authentication. After that, authorization. Keeping this aside, there should be someone to monitor and audit the changes. That someone may be the software or the application or a person manual monitoring. Then there needs to be a data backup. Like if you have a complete org, there needs to be a duplicate org or the separate org where you have the same data. So in case of any accidental deletion or data corruption, you can do the backup. Then there needs to be security policies and training. Then there should be endpoint securities like VPN. Only particular users from particular computers can only access your system. So like that. Then there's to be encryption when we deal with the external systems. If you want to communicate from Salesforce to Jira or Slack, then you send your username and password in encrypted format and get the data again back to you, because your password and username will be decrypted by the other software, because they know that you have used some kind of encryption key or decryption. So they'll use the same thing there and authenticates you and get gives you the data. Okay. Now, there are, if you see the levels of data access in Salesforce, there are 6 levels of data access. So at 6 levels, you can you can restrict the users, or you can provide the access to the users. So in the 6 levels, at the first level is you are controlling the access to the org itself. Whenever I create you as a user, then only you can access the org. So that is the first level. Before coming to objects, fields, records, at first level you need to access the org. So there itself, if I'm restricting, that comes under the controlling access to the org. Then once the user enters into the org, there is a need to make sure that user has only access to particular objects. Like if you see the example of a teacher, parent, and 1 second, just give me a minute. Someone joined, I think. No. Okay. Hmm. Once user enters into the org, then there is a need to make sure that particular user with particular profile or particular license have only access to particular objects only. Then if user has access to student object, let's say student object, parent, if parent and the teacher or both are there, then teacher also needs to view the courses enrolled by the students. Then parent should also see the courses enrolled by the students. So there you are making sure that that particular field is visible to parent and student. Now, then there may be different fields on the student object that like that particular field should only be visible to the uh, student object, sorry, teacher object, teacher profile. Then we can make sure we use the controlling access techniques to restrict that particular fields. We'll come about this practically. Just a overview I'm teaching you. Then there are something like controlling access to records. So few records can be seen by everyone. Few records can be seen only by particular people only. So that will come about this. This is a huge topic, but easy topic. Then comes about the role hierarchy and define sharing rules. We'll see about this. What is roles? What is sharing rules? What is role? Sorry, what is role and sharing rules? So today we'll cover controlling access to the org and controlling access to the objects. So let's see how we can control the access to the organization. So while I'm talking about controlling access to the organization, that means I want to manage users at org level. I want to access, I want to manage users at org level. So let me go to the my hands-on org. 1 second. Mm, Just give me. So this is a new playground which I have created. Let me go to the setup. Click on home. Then already we have discussed this, how to view the users, how to create the users. So once again, I'll tell you. So there are currently 4 users. How to view the users? Go to the setup and click on users in the quick find box. I mean, type the users in quick find box and under users, select the users. So there you can see all the users available in your org. Now you can add multiple users or reset the password of the users or create a new user. Then if you click on new user, there will be a list displayed here. I mean, a form kind of thing where you need to enter their details. So here, let me create on your name. Email once. Can you say me the email?
Pujita Viroti. Viroti Pujita @gmail.com.
Pujita Viroti or Viroti Pujita?
Viroti Pujita.
So, so let me give you the we'll leave this other things. So we'll come about this what are these roles later and user license. Let me select the Salesforce itself. Profile. I am not assigning any profile currently. So we have other things here, address, mail, so delegated approver, manager. So these all things we have. Let us leave these other things. Save one new. You must select. Let me. I didn't create a profile, so let me. For now, let me give the system administrator profile. Mm. I didn't create your. Did we create your user? No, right? Before in
No.
this trailhead, I haven't.
No.
Duplicate username. This username already exists in this or another Salesforce organization. Username must be okay. Not an issue. SFKC. I think we created in another playground that day. But okay. So yeah, did you
Shall I
receive
create
it?
in my laptop?
Sorry?
Shall I create in my laptop?
No, 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 not needed.
Oh,
So now I think you got the email, right?
email?
Yeah, like it's telling you have got the new access to this org. Did you get that?
No, actually.
Not yet.
Yeah. Salesforce developer login information.
Yeah, yeah.
The
So
VPN is sfkc.com. Yeah.
yeah. So keep that for now. Now there is something we have learned now is creating the user. So while we talk about managing the users at org level, you have three things especially. One, creating the user. Then second, deactivating the user. Then the third one is set password policy. Suppose you think that your password got compromised somewhere. You have sent it you have used in the Google, or you have said used it in the Chat GPT, or you have shared your password to someone. So then you have to reset your password. So you can reset your password. Or administrator. So I'm your administrator. So I can make sure that you your password will expire within 30 days. So like that. Till 30 days, even if you don't want to reset, you have to reset for sure, because it will expire after 30 days. Or I can tell that if there are 5 login attempts, which is failure attempts, wrong passwords, 5 times you have tried, but with uh, forgotten password, means you have forgotten password, then I can stop your login. You getting the point?
Yeah.
So, like, this is a simple thing, but you have to remember that login attempts and lockout period, password resets, and password expiration. So, these all administrator can control. So, this also is a part of managing the users at org level, or managing the access at org level. So, let's see deactivating the user. We have seen the creation of users. Now, let's see deactivation. Same, click users and open users. If you So these are all the users now. This is a user that we have created now. Now click edit on the name. Then there is a 1 second. There is checkbox here, right? Active.
Yeah.
That if you disable, then your access will be removed. That's it. Deactivation.
Okay.
For a few reasons, you don't want to deactivate completely. So,
Okay.
means there is a need to freeze the account. You think that is compromised when someone left the company, there is a dependency on that profile. If that person gets deleted, that may affect some other things in your org. So you want to just freeze the account. Even that itself you can do. So 1 second. This is clear, right? Now let me click on active. Again save. Now let me click on your name now. Instead of edit, let me click on your name. There is an option called freeze now. Okay. Not active. Active you can do after clicking edit. Freeze, it's immediate and you can do it. Okay. This is two things: deactivating completely or freezing the account. Got that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is about password, sorry, deactivation of user. Now, two things we have completed. Let us go to the password reset policies. In the same quick find box, enter password policies. If you click on the password policies, user password expires in 90 days. You can make it 30 days, or three passwords. But we can remember three passwords. So minimum password length, you can give it here. Password complexity must include alpha and numeric characters. So if you click like this, include three of the following. So we can make sure we can implement anything. Now invalid attempts 10. We can restrict to 3 only. Okay. So like that, we have the things. while we talk about the password. Clear? This is simple thing which is a part of administration. Okay, just give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
Someone calling me. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you just uh, open your laptop and create a user and try to open this password policies and deactivate the user. Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
So we have seen how to manage users at org level. So we have seen how to create the user by following these steps, and we have also seen how to deactivating the user completely or freezing the account temporarily. Then we have also seen the how to set the password policies like password expiration, how many like reset the password for specific users, or how many login attempts or lockout period. So we can set that, and we can do much more customization about the passwords in the password policy settings. So how to do that? Go to the password policies, then customize the password settings. So this is how what we can achieve, we can implement. How long, how complex, how many days is password valid, how many times can someone try login. So this all you can do. Then you can save it. Now, this is something we talked about the endpoint security or end level security. Now, you know that every mobile or every laptop has a IP address, right?
Yeah.
In the starting class also we have seen this is general topic. So you can make sure that whatever the IP address, suppose you have a team of 10 people, then definitely you will be having the IP address of those 10 people. That 10 people's laptops IP address, you can save it in your org settings. Then you, those 10 people from those 10 laptops can only access your org, not other persons. That is like specifying the trusted IP ranges for your org, making sure that your org is not in the hands of other people who can who are trying to access from other laptops, or not only laptops, mobiles even, different IP ranges. So let me open the network access. network access under the security. Then trusted IP ranges. There are no trusted IP ranges. If I click on this trusted IP ranges, then I can set here starting IP address and ending IP address. Suppose if we have the laptops 10 starting from particular IP address to particular IP address only, then I can make sure we enter the IP address starting and ending. So those IP addresses can only have the access to your org. Okay.
Mm.
Now this is about the like specifying which IP addresses can access. Now restrict, you can also restrict the login access by IP address using profiles. So we haven't come about the profiles till now, but let me just give the overview how we can restrict where users can log in from like a different using different profiles. Now you have the teacher and student. Student object should be accessible only in the school. If the if the students are logging in the school premises using school laptops or computers, then only students should have the access to the student object. Teachers can have the access in the school or outside the school. Parents can have the access in the school and outside the school. So if this is a scenario that can be controlled by using the IP addresses in the profiles. So let me just go to our org. Then in the setup, enter profiles. So there are different profiles. I'll just give the overview. Then we'll come about how to create the profile. Now let me go to the standard profile. Click on edit. Actually we should not, or we are not supposed to edit the standard profiles. Not only the standard user system administrator, there are certain standard profiles that should not be edited. They needs to be cloned actually. So suppose we clone this and we can do the creation of student and teacher and parent profiles. Before that, now we are supposed to see only how we can use profiles to control the login IP ranges. Let me click on the edit. Sorry, 1 second. Click on the name. Then, if you see here, the first one, login IP ranges. Not only in the standard user profile, in any profile you have org, there is something in the top that is login IP ranges. So if you click there and click on new, then again same start address and end address. So whoever comes under this address can only access uh, can only access the org. Are you getting the point? Yes. Hello.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's clear, right?
yeah.
Now, so this is about controlling the IP ranges in the profile for particular profiles, not for all the users. Then there is something controlling the login access by time. From 9 to 5 only, the students needs to have the access to the student object, or not only student object. Sorry, leave it object level because we are talking about the org level. From 9 to 5 only, the students needs to have the access to your org. Then you can restrict the timings and you can control where, like in the weekends, that are they able to access, or on the evenings they are not able to access. So like that, the complete time you can decide whether to access or not. So if we go to the profiles again, back to profiles, then 1 second. If you type about login hours, so there is in the bottom it will be, so login hours. If you click on edit, you can select here from where to where you can have the access. Okay. So this way you can also restrict certain profiles from login to your org uncertain times. Like we see the example of students. Students are not supposed to access your org in the evenings and in the weekend, whereas teachers can access at any time. So like this, you got the thing right. How we can control the access for org, complete org level. Any questions till now?
No.
No. So this will be simple. I will share this PPT. So you will be able to like 1 second follow the steps here. The steps are mentioned very clearly. We'll take 10 minutes break and we'll start the object level access. Okay. That means user already log in to your org. Now it's is the time to protect them from accessing all the objects and providing the access to only particular objects. So that we will
Okay.
see. We'll take 10 minutes break. Okay.
Hmm.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Okay. So we have understood we can restrict the users to the org by managing the users at the org level itself, creating, deactivating password reset policies. So and maintaining the IP ranges in the org level or in the profile level. So we have we have come across the profile multiple times. So in now we'll see what is the profile and what are the permission sets. So that and these profiles and permission sets will grant access to the objects once the user enters into your org. So let's see how it happens. So if you want to manage object level permission, then what is the object? It is like nothing but it's a collection of your records, like leads and contacts or accounts, so which will have some fields inside. So this uh, this object, which is a part of application in the Salesforce, how you can control is either you can use profiles and permission sets. So what these profiles and permission sets will do is that will make sure that particular user or particular group of users uh, are they able to or should they able to create, view, or delete any record of this object, especially. So if we have a student object, can the student create a student object? No.
No.
So if a student, I mean, can a student create a student record? No. There should be a teacher or there should be a higher management now. There needs to be like uh, some HM or principal. He or she to create a student or create a teacher or even create a parent. So that is the highest level of access now. So these like how we are able to create the how you are able to view or how you will be able to restrict the users or provide the access to users to create, view, delete any record on that particular object. Now, one second. This I'll just explain you. Again, we'll get in depth with the permission sets and the profile. So, for example, you have certain users and you have the profiles assigned to the users and the permission sets assigned to the users. So, in short, what is profile, what is permission set is a user's profile determines the object they can access and the things they can do on that particular object. That is the nature of the profile, which will make sure that the particular user with that particular profile can access and do certain things like create, edit, and delete of the records on that particular object. Now, permission sets is getting some flexibility to providing some flexibility to those users. Suppose I am the user, I am not able to see the particular fields. Let me take an example. One second. Hmm. Suppose if you say consider same example, parent or teacher, like that. Teacher should be able to edit the marks of the students. Should the parent can edit it? No, right? Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even teacher can't create the record, can't create a student record. New create I mean, teacher can't create a student record. They can only see the student record. But when it comes to the particular fields, then teacher needs to have access to access that particular fields, not entire object. Entire object we are restricting by using the profile. That student teacher profile should not create any record on a student record student object. But for a particular student, after getting into a particular record, some Kalyan or Ram, so that students records particular field like marks can be edited by the teacher, but not again by the parent. So like this, just getting some flexibility, providing some freeness to the profiles, we use the permission sets. Permission sets is not restricting more, it is giving some freedom for the profile. Okay.
Oh,
So users profiles use profiles to grant the minimum permissions and setting that all users of a particular type need. Then you have to use the permission set to grant more permissions, more freedom, to provide more freedom as needed. Now, of the how much time, at certain point of time only students marks can be edited by the teacher. Once after certain period, like if there is a semester, then after the semester is completed, at any point of time again teacher should not edit that students marks. Then you can delete that permission set, or you can remove that permission set. So like this you can use the permission set. Profile will be constant for the teacher. Now we have given the permission set for certain period of time to access the students records particular field. Then again we have removed that. Got that? Like this we can use the nature of permission set on the profiles or on the users having some profile. So the combination of profiles and permission set gives you a great deal of flexibility in specifying a object level access. Okay. Now let me just a simple thing. Profiles usually match up with a user's job or function, like we are talking about teacher, parent, student. This is specifying the job function of the user, whether he is a teacher, he is a student, or he is a parent. But you can have profiles for anything that makes sense for your Salesforce organization. Now, not only job function, there will be some other things. So even you can use profiles like in the parents also you have different types of parents. Few parents are enrolling to the students to the other activities. There is a academy, and in that academy you have different courses. So that parents are enrolling the students on different like for a few are enrolling for different course, and few are enrolling for different course. So for each course you can create a profile. It's up to you. There is no rule that particular job function needs to be considered while creating the profile. So then after that, a profile can be assigned to many users, but a user can have only a single profile at a time. Because a teacher can be a teacher can't become a student. If that teacher is becoming student, again the teacher's profile needs to be changed to student. He can't have the two profiles at a time, but a profile can be assigned to any number of users. Now each user has a single profile that controls which data and features that user has access to. A profile is a collection of settings and permissions. A profile setting determines which data the user can see, and permissions determine what the user can do with the data. We'll see practically. The settings in the user profile determine whether a user can see a particular app or particular tab, particular field, or particular record type. If you remember, when I have created a user account for you on the last class, you are able to see only the Dreamforce app, not the other apps. And in the Dreamforce app, you are able to see only the particular objects, not all the objects. Did you remember?
yeah.
So that means for your license, you have a specific profile assigned again that time. So you can only access, you can only view few apps or tabs, fields, or record type. Now, permissions in a user profile will determine whether a user can create or edit records for given types. Run can if they can able to see the reports or run the reports and customize the application. We'll see practically. That will be better for us. So before going to the, so let me show you practical. That will be helpful. So same in the setup, click on type profiles, click on profiles under the user section. So if you open the profiles, there will be already a display of profiles are available for you in your org. Now let me go to the standard user profile. Let me clone it. Instead of creating the new profile, let me create from one standard user profile a teacher profile. So if you see here, teacher profile will have same permissions of standard user. If you want, you have to edit now. If you click on edit, it's a teacher profile. Now custom app settings. These all apps they can see now. I can disable this one. Then tabs. By default accounts they can see. These all they can see. So if I want to disable tab hidden. So by default you can make this off. They can't see the accounts. This is tabs. Okay, tab settings. Now administrative permissions. What they can do? Can they manage password policies? Now I can make you a like principal. Then you should be able to. Even I am the system administrator for complete this Salesforce. If you are a principal, then I can make sure that you can set the password policies, manage licenses. Even that permission I can grant you. So there are multiple things on that, and general user permissions. So what he can do? Can they manage leads, manage flows, manage cases? So like that. And if you see the standard object permission, so re- data basic access, they can read, create, edit, and delete. This view all and modify all means even I make the field hidden, you can see that field. That permission will only be granted. One second, I'll show you. View all and this modify all permission will be only granted to the standard system administrator. If he is a system administrator, even if you restrict the fields on the page layout, they can see that. See, for system, this is a system administrator profile. For system administrator, view all, modify all. Okay. For standard user, no. So if you want users with this profile to view access to all records of the selector object type regardless of the sharing settings of the object. So you have to make sure you're not providing this access to any of the user unless he is a system administrator. Okay. System
We can
administrator.
also make changes in standard object permissions.
Sorry.
We can also make some modifications in standard object permissions.
Standard object permissions we can modify. But
Okay.
standard profiles you can't modify. If you want to modify the standard profile, suppose here is a profile. This is a profile teacher. But where this teacher profile is copied from? From the standard user profile.
Yeah.
So like that you can clone the existing standard profile, then make some changes to that using the giving the different name. Okay. Now these all standard objects we can change the permission. If I disable this one, that means they can only read that. It means they can only view that, not create, not edit, not delete. Okay. No. Session objects. So session timeouts after 2 hours of inactivity, after 12 hours of inactivity, after 15 minutes, if a user is inactive, then you have to log out. Yeah, so this is like a companies will do this. If a person is inactive for 1 hour or 30 minutes, again they need to log in. So like that you can do password policies at not only in this setup as a whole, for this particular profile also you can manage the password policies. So like that. Clear?
Yeah.
So I'm not changing anything. Just teacher profile is nothing but similar to the I think teacher profile got created now or no? Yeah, it created. So teacher profile got created with same permissions as the standard user. We'll customize it later. Now, for example, what are the standard profiles? Standard user, marketing user, contract manager, system administrator, and minimum access Salesforce. So each standard profile includes a default set of permissions for all standard objects available on the platform. For example, a standard object, standard user, whatever we have seen till now, can create, can create and edit records, while minimum access Salesforce user can only view the records. If you go to the Salesforce again, then click on the profiles, then click on this minimum. Let me type it. Minimum access Salesforce user. Then click on that and go to the standard object permission. See, only few, that to few objects only he can that to view. Okay, so like this. At the standard objects permission can be controlled. Not a standard objects, even the custom object permission can also be controlled at the profile level only. Okay, object level access. Now, but not create and edit them. Then, if you see the system administrator, we have seen that as the widest access to data and the greatest ability to configure and customize the Salesforce. Questions?
No.
Okay. So this is a again note. The system administrator profile also includes two special permissions, which we have seen that view all data, modify all data. Even if you restrict the system administrator, he will be able to access. At the profile level, again, you have to disable that thing. View all data and modify all data. Okay. Now, let us see how to manage the profile. We have seen that we have from the setup, go to the quick find box, then enter profiles, then select profiles, and click the profile which you want to view. We have seen that if you open like this, it is right. Let me open again. Teacher profile, I'm opening. So profile details, profile layouts. So everything will be visible in this way. Okay. Now, uh, actually, enhanced profile view is not enabled. Let me enable that one. Like this, you will be able to see this thing. Now, let me go to the. So, what is that? I'll let you know. Open the user management settings. So, this is a basic view of a profile. If you want to have the enhanced view, that also we can get it. Now, under this enhanced profile user. 1 second. So there are different things here. Enhanced permission. So here, enhanced profile user interface. If you enable, then again, now go to the profiles. This is enabled. Okay. Let me confirm it. Yeah, enhance your profile. So the view changer, right? Now it's little user friendly. This is a simple thing like enhancing the control. What you can see, you can see system level permission or app level permission. What are the object settings? What are the app permission, classes? So like this, and system level permission, login hours, IP ranges. So it is a bit easy to control. That we can do by going into the setup and typing user management settings. Inside this user management settings, just click on this enhanced profile user interface. You'll get a good UI to control. Okay, clear this small thing. Now let me create. We have created the profile now. Actually, we have created the profile teacher. Now let me assign it to you. I created a user in the previous class. I mean, before in the first session of this class. Then we have created the profile now. Let me assign this profile to you. So how we can do it? Just click on the edit or click on the name of the profile you want to customize. Just click on the teacher. Show me letter. No thanks. Show me letter. Now inside this, if you see what level of access you are having, you can control. You means what level of access this profile has, you can restrict. So now I think we haven't created any object. Let me create a basic object. Teacher object. Teachers. There's nothing. Teacher. Open the standard. Open the standard. Salesforce.com. No. Okay. Teacher name. Data type. Text. Record name. Deployed. Okay. Now click on save. This side. This we have no. This we know already, right? How to create a like a object in the schema builder. If you have forgotten, just go through it. In the object manager also we can create the objects, or here also we can create the object. Save. Now let me add one field here. Teacher, text. Class length, just I'll say 10. Always required the value in the field. Yes, save it. Then mm, let me add another pick list multi select. classes. So how many classes the teacher is teaching, like that. Values, we can give the values here. Class 11, class 12. That is alphabetically. Is the first value. Okay. Okay, this is a pick multi-select pick list I'm selecting. So once these are created, let me go to the home. Oh, wait. Let me go back to the home. Click on the home. Now, creation of what we call creation of object is not enough. We have to create the tabs, right? This you know, because if you create the object, that will be in the backend. If you want to see in the UI, you have to create the tab, then only you can see. So custom object tabs. To teacher object, just click on next. Hmm, tab style. So here add to profile. This tab, which profile needs to see. So I'll select. By default teacher is on, so not an issue. So if there is a student, we haven't created a student object, a student profile yet, so no need to worry. And default apply one tab visibility to all profile, apply different tab visibility to each profile. Teacher is on, save. Now this is also okay. We don't have any apps created in this. So this is created. Now going back to our profiles. In the profiles, going to teacher profile. Let me open the teacher profile. Confused or simple?
Yeah, easy only.
Yeah. So custom setting definition, custom permissions, object permissions, object settings. We have no access now for teacher object. So edit properties. 1 second. So for this teacher object, we will create read. 1 second. Edit. So read, edit, not a create and delete. Okay. And the fields we have the classes enroll. This classes enroll also no, because teacher can't itself enroll to the classes. Someone higher than that. Like management needs to assign the classes. So teacher do not have the access to this one. Now let me save. The internal server error occurred. Hmm. Okay, let me try it again. So this concept is clear, right? How we can make sure that the particular object and the particular profile can be used to control the access to the object at the object level.
Yeah.
Teachers. Hmm. Okay, read and edit permission, we have it. Now you have created a profile, you have created an object. Now configure the object level permissions under that profile. Now it's time to assign this profile to the user. Unless you assign, this profile is useless. So click on the user, then go to the person to which you want to assign the profile. Now click on the edit. From the standard user profile, now you select the teacher profile. Click on save. Okay, this is how you will create a profile and assign a profile and control the object permissions inside the profile. Clear? Any
Yeah.
questions?
No.
No. So, so this is all documented in the
Yes,
PPT.
sir.
I'll send it how to assign a profile. Now it's time to discuss about the permission sets. So before discussing permission sets, you just go through these profiles, create the profile as it was mentioned in the trial head. I'll share the trial head which you have to practice. I'll try and the module data security. This is very important in exam or in real time. So inside that you have to complete today these three. One, two, three. Okay. Once you get hands on with the profiles, if you see the profiles, once you get the hands on with the profiles, then only you can understand the permission sets. So go through this. The permission set is topic is last single thing. We'll discuss it tomorrow. But before that, you have to understand the profiles and go through this each and every step. Okay.
Yeah.
If you see the data modeling, in the data modeling example, we have created this recruiting app, something kind of thing, candidate, job posting, these objects already there in your org, in your playground. Okay. On that only they are giving us the assignments. If you go down even, see, this is very simple. Cloning the profile, creating the object level permissions. Okay.
Oh.
So just leave about the permission set for now. Understand the profiles. Okay.
Okay. Should we complete this
Yes,
thing?
these three. One, two, three.
Okay.
Tomorrow, field level and record level. This role hierarchy sharing rules also play a role at the record level only. Okay.
Okay.
There's something called as permission set group also that we'll discuss, which is out of this module. Now keeping this apart, again back to our programming. Open any of the org, just a basic thing. Where are we? Yeah. How you'll go to the developer console?
From settings.
From setup gear. In the setup gear down, you have the developer console. In this, you have to open here file, then you can create any of the programming
Yeah.
topic, whether it's a class, trigger, Apex page, or Visual Force component, Visual Force page or Visual Force component, Lightning application, Lightning component, anything. Now, as we are in the starting stage, so Salesforce provides something called as execute anonymous window. Before creating the class or something, if in the starting stage, if you want to test something, if you want to learn the basic thing, then we can use it. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to create the Apex class only, but we can learn using the open execute anonymous window. So if you open this one, something like this will be open to you. What happened? 1 second. I'm not able to edit this one. Let me open it again. Developer console. Yeah. So if you see here, just to give me a minute. You remember the topic of data types in JavaScript, right?
Yeah.
So let us take the help of that only to understand this one. Number 1 equals to 45 semicolon integer number 2 num2 equals to 34, then integer result, or you can just whatever result is simple, result equals to num1 plus num1 plus num2. This is how you do addition in the Apex. There in the JavaScript, where or you have used let, okay, you didn't mention whether it's a integer or string. You haven't mentioned there. But here you have to tell your Apex or Salesforce developer console that I want to create a variable in the computer memory. I want to create the variable in the computer memory with integer as its data type. Means in that I can only save the integer. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
So suppose now result is a integer. Now instead of saying this one, so we will see after that. This let me execute this one first. So there you have seen system console.log, right?
Yeah.
Console.log. Here it will be system.debug. It will be system.debug. Inside this you have to write the result is just comma, or you can use place, whatever, place result, means printing the result onto the screen or onto the terminal. Then the semicolon, click on this open log, logs will be open to you, then execute. So there will be a complete big log created, that it doesn't matter to us. Whatever debug we have kept, that only we want. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
See, result, the debug statement wherever I kept, that only I want to print. Then I can use this filters, debug filter. Debug only means I'll get only that thing. But the rest all is, it's like telling about the computer inside what is happening. It is creating num1, it is creating num2. See, like this. It is creating num1 as an integer, num2 as an integer, result integer, taking 3 bytes of computer memory, or taking 152 bytes of computer memory, occupying 6 bytes of computer memory. So like that. Num1 we have stored the value after creating in the memory. We have assigned the value 45 to num1. Then it took the 4 bytes heap allocation. Then 79 is the result. It is now 16 bytes or 18 bytes, like that. So that is completely about the what is happening throughout your process of running your this simple code. But that is not required for us now. Just we have to see the debug statement. So for that, debug only, you have to filter from the complete log. You have to filter only the debug only statements. So then you will get here debug. The result is 79. This is how you will write in the Apex a basic addition or basic data type. Now this is about a integer. So what about this long integers? This is like a little small integers. So for that you have to use like this long, big, long means you can store a big number. Or if there is a decimal values, this one, my double. Okay, if there is a, this is also decimal only. This is also decimal only. This is 128 bit decimal, means 18 digits you can give. So this is 64 bit, a small, like a small decimal and a long decimal. You just like a small integer and a long integer. Then you have something called as string. Something called as string. String, you know this string concept. There also we have seen Canada, Toronto we have created. Then there is something called as Boolean. Boolean also same, like active.
No, these are all Apex
Yeah,
terms.
yes, these are Apex.
Okay.
In Apex, you have to tell that computer that this is a string, this is an integer. So whereas in the JavaScript, you use the just let keyword instead of writing like this. You have mentioned let. So JavaScript is capable of understanding that, oh, this is a string, but Apex is not. Apex, you have to tell this is a string. Okay.
Okay.
There are other data types also. Date data type. Then you have the time data type. Then you have the date time data type. Then, did you remember the complex data types? Complex data types. We'll see each of these, don't worry. Complex data types. What are complex data types?
Mm, no idea.
Hey, we have seen arrays,
Okay.
sets and maps.
Okay. Okay.
So same concept here also. We have the list. List is nothing but array here. Okay. List
Oh,
means array. Same concept again.
yeah.
If you but writing it little different. See, you have used the square brackets. So like this. There is something different. Same array concept only, but then there is a concept of set. Set, it is ordered.
Yeah.
Sorry, unordered. Set is unordered, but a unique values.
Unique values.
Then you
There
have
will not be any duplicates.
you have the maps. Then maps
Yeah.
is a key value
All
pair.
key values. Yeah.
The key and its value. Key and its value. Then you have something called as S object. Now this is special thing, special data type, which will not be available in any of the programming language except Apex. Why means suppose you want to create a record in the account object from program, not from the UI. How you can do that? So that at that time you will create a variable similar to the account record. Means this variable is very different. See what integer will save? Integer will see only integer number. What string can save? String can save only string numbers. Okay, strings. What array can save? Array is combination of different different numbers or different integers or different strings. What maps can save? It's like a key value pair. So if you have this, oh, sorry, one second, let me clear. You have this one. So this is a key here, a key. With the help of key, we can have the value. Key one, value one. Key two, value two. So like that, this is the map. Okay, map concept. But what is account or what is S object? This is very important, very important, and you will be using continuously. When you write the program, you use this one. Now, what is account object? If you see, not a account object, if you see the teacher object, teacher object, let me go to the object manager and type teacher, open the teacher object. What are all the fields there are in the teacher object? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, in the computer memory, if someone writes teacher T1 as a variable name, just a variable name, equal to teacher equal to new teachr teacher name equal to name equal to this means in the computer memory we will get a one second. Let me clear this. It will create a big memory space. In that big memory space, you will be having the 5 fields. Okay, similar to the this concept. What? How many fields we have? 5 fields now. These 5 fields will be created now in the computer memory, and in the name field, the puja will be stored. Got that?
Yeah.
This is not an array. This is not a string or not a map. This is like a complete new thing where it is a combination of different fields which are present as a part of the object in the object manager. So what fields we will be having? So the fields will be whatever the fields we have created on that particular object. Okay.
Okay.
Now this is how you will create it. Name here. Name is a key, and puja is a value. So this is nothing but a map now. If you see, this is nothing but a map, but not a pure map. It's completely like static. What is meant by static is teacher will have only the fields which are present in the teacher. But if you open the account, suppose if you open the instead of teacher object, if I open any of the other account object, so account object, if someone writes in the computer program like this, then in the memory these all fields will be created now. These all fields will be created. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
So this is how you can manage the data or the objects in your Salesforce org with the Apex as a programming language. So that's the reason we tell that Apex is purely developed for Salesforce, because we have the special data type, and and there are other things also, special things that can only be present in the Apex and can be only be used with the Salesforce, tightly bonded with the Salesforce. You can't use Apex anywhere else. Only in the Salesforce you have to use. And this kind of writing the language is mostly similar to the Java. That's why anyone who has the knowledge of Java, that will the Apex learning will be very easy. Even they don't have the Java knowledge, this is easy, because this concept is simple. Apex concept. Only we have to make sure we know the syntax to write the things. If you miss the syntax, error.
Mm.
Okay. So we'll discuss about the each of the objects. I mean each of the data type again. So for now, just you go through this one. Okay.
Okay. And also
We'll
link that we have to complete those modules, right?
yes, definitely. The in the module you have to complete the first three sections. Then just open your developer console. Then
Okay.
click on this debug. Then open execute anonymous window. Then you something a small window will be open. You can play here. Okay.
Mm.
Then you can click on open log here. Then click on execute. If you click on execute, then it will run the program.
Oh, okay.
Mm. So execute is important because it will run the program. It's like a button to hit the program. Okay. Then the log will be open. If you uncheck this one, if you run it, log will not be open. Okay. So if there are errors, let me know. I think there are errors. Method does not exist or incorrect signature. Line 1625. Okay, there are few things this will be updating. Hmm. Invalid type teacher. Hmm. See, there is no log open. If you click on open, so this will open a log. Okay, so if you see here at the end, there is a account created, test account created, name test account. Okay, we whatever we have seen here. Okay,
Okay.
but this is not creating the account in the org, because if I run this also, yeah, I am telling that this is creating the account where in the computer memory, but this will not be pushed to the database. What is database? This is the database. So if you open here, And if you go to the accounts, or if you go to any of the application, if you open any of the application and click on the accounts, there is no account with the name. One second. There is no account with the name test account. Means this is still in the computer memory, but not in the server. It is not pushed to the server or the database. In the starting class, I have told you there will be application server, there will be a main or a database servers. So from the application server, these programs, this Apex, everything will run. But when you commit the changes or when you push the changes to the database server, then only the database server will store the data. There to push this to the database and to see it in the records, we have to use the concept of DML statements. DML. So what is DML? How we can do? What is insert? What is delete? What is the all? We'll see later. Okay. Don't get confused. I have created the account and there is no account created here. It's just creating the account in the computer memory, not in the original database where the original data is there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We'll end this class. If any questions, let me know. Okay.
Okay.
Practice for sure. These programming concepts. Uh, we'll start Apex slowly and we'll increase. Okay. We'll go in depth.
Okay.
Okay. Before January 31st, I want to make sure you write the exam.
Okay.
We have the coupons and in the if you complete the if you get the certification by January 31st, the platform developer one, then in February you can start searching for the job. Even January you can start searching for the jobs, but once you get the certification, that will be very valid.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Yeah.